This story was sent to me on Twitter by one of my followers, subscribers, however you want to put it. And let this, you can just look at this picture and tell that the person in the picture did something horrifically wrong to be in this position. And he definitely did. Consider this a warning. So this man's name is Mark Stanley. And the story goes that he was in town in Virginia visiting relatives for the holidays. No harm, no foul. But definitely had to be some harm and some foul in order for him to look like this. So he was visiting relatives for the holidays, and he just happened to stumble across one of the rooms in which one of his relatives happened to be in. The relatives whose room he stumbled upon were some relatives who were very young. Very young. I'm talking about minor age, younger than the age of 5. And he just happened to be in their room. So the father of those 2 children decided to go and check on his kids, and it's a good thing that he did, because what he saw is what led to this guy's face looking the way that it is. And by the way, this man's name is Mark Stanley. I forgot to mention that. So the dad goes to the kids' rooms. He opens up the door, and what does he see? He sees the 2 kids with Mark Stanley standing near them with his pants down by his ankles as well as his underwear. This man only has his upper body covered and everything from the waist down completely bare. So now that you know what happened, this picture pretty much speaks for itself. The dad got a hold of this man and beat the shit out of him. Look at his whole left side of his face. That thing is protruding outwards. And I call this a warning shot for a reason, and you'll see why I'm saying that. And I think the reason why he did this to this man is 2 things. One, the obvious. You have this grown man being creepy and a perv near some kids. And 2, this was a relative. As far as we know, this guy was blood related to those kids and could have molested those children. For all we know, he probably did just finish molesting those kids. Because who knows how long this man was in that room before the dad went to check on his kids. But anyway, after he finished beating his ass, as you can see right here, Mark Stanley, of course, was arrested, and he is currently in jail right now. Now, the good silver lining of this story is that the dad was never charged. Well, shoot, if he wasn't charged, had it been me, I probably would have went all the way. Could you imagine the commotion that was going on in that house when all of this was going on? Like I said, the worst thing about this, besides the fact that this guy possibly molested 2 children, is the fact that this was a relative that did it. Like I said, that's probably why the dad went off the way that he did, even more so because this was a relative that did it. Someone that you trust, someone that you grew up, or someone maybe helped raise you. I don't know how exactly they're related, but they're related. Now, they said this man is 60 years of age, and I believe that the kids were either 2 or 3 years of age, and he possibly molested them. Now, they said that the kids were taken to the hospital to be evaluated. Now, when I was looking at the article, it didn't say if they found anything or not. Hopefully, they did not find anything, which means that he didn't do anything to violate them in that way. But I have a feeling that where he's going, they're not going to be that kind just to simply lay hands on him, unless to maybe violate him themselves and possibly take him out. Because from what I've always heard, they do not cater to or are kind to child molesters or child killers in prison. At least that's one code a lot of prisoners have when it comes to jail, is they do not tolerate people who harm kids in any form or fashion. I do salute this father for doing what he did. When I saw this picture and I heard the story, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a story that came out of Florida a few years ago that had I had my YouTube channel at the time, I definitely would have talked about it. And y'all may have heard about it, where this guy who was dating this man's girl, let me rephrase that, where it was this boy who was dating this man's daughter was left alone to watch his son, the father's son, the younger son. And when the dad came home, he found the boy molesting his son and beat the shit out. He actually beat him so bad, his face was worse than this. He was unrecognizable. They basically had to give him 2 mugshots. The first mugshot was when they first, took his picture after he got beaten so badly by his guy. Then they had to take another one after he somewhat healed from his injuries, because this guy beat him so bad, like his face was so messed up, that it probably took him well over a month for his facial injuries to go, to subside. They had to actually wait a little bit for his healing process in his face just for him to appear in court. That's how badly the dad beat him. And then I saw a picture of the dad. He was one of them biker dudes who was swole as shit and probably looked like instead of lifting weights, he probably lifts the gym on a regular basis. That's how swole the dad was. If y'all know what story I'm talking about, y'all know what I mean. But kudos to this dad for handling business the way that he should have, because there is no way you can let something like that just simply slide, especially when it's a so-called family member. Like they say, blood ain't no thicker than water. Sometimes your family will do you even dirtier than the stranger on the street. Y'all let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you in the next one.